Hey, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. Today we're playing Call of Juarez Gunslinger on the PlayStation 3. This is also available on the Xbox 360 and the PC. Unfortunately, there is never a physical copy of this game, although there were physical copies of the other Call of Juarez games. And the only thing I can think about is maybe the third game, which kind of took a different route. This part of the game reminds me of Mirror's Edge, by the way. I figured I'd bring that up before I got off tangent and started talking about other shit. But Mirror's Edge has like the colored, the little colored planks or general scenery that kind of guide you where to go. Fortunately, I'm still stupid and I end up jumping, which kills me. It wouldn't normally kill a normal person from that height, but we're playing by video game rules. I think in Mirror's Edge they call that particular thing runner's vision, but you know, I'm kind of dumb when I'm playing this game. I haven't played it for a long time and I wasn't starting from the beginning. I was starting in the middle of the game wherever I left off. Doesn't mean it's a bad game. I just happen to leave off at this point, and just when you play as many different games as I do, especially when you're making a channel trying to cover many different types of games, you forget little things about each game, and that's why I'm not always as good. But anyway, back to the story of Call of Juarez. The first two were Western-based shooting games. The first one never came out on the PlayStation 3. I think it was just called Call of Juarez, and then the second one, was that the one called Bound in Blood? There's so many fucking shooters out there that I've played. Sorry if I get the names messed up, but there's this amazing website called Wikipedia you should definitely check out. Everybody's talking about it, even your mom. If your parents happen to die for some reason, I apologize. You know, I didn't mean to bring up a sore subject. But those of you who still have parents, they're all talking about Wikipedia and how awesome it is. Yeah, I tried to be humorous right there, and I failed miserably. But you know, that's what happens when you're trying to watch a video. I thought playing the game and doing a video is hard, so it was just talking and watching gameplay. But I imagine it'd be harder if I was playing. I'll go back to videos like that. But the last few months or so, with some of the stuff I've been dealing with, and my mind just being like a traveling spaceship, God only knows what planet it's on at the time, it's easier to pre-record a video and then do commentary later. But the third Call of Juarez game, the second one came out on PlayStation 3, like I said before. The third one was also on PlayStation 3. Let's just say only the first one wasn't released on PlayStation 3. And I only bring up PlayStation 3 because that's what I'm playing it on. You might absolutely love this game or the way it looks and want to grab all the games. Unfortunately, for the first game, you're going to either have to get it on the Xbox 360 if you only have a PlayStation 3 or a PC. So, second game was pretty cool or whatever. I mean, it was a Western take, original. Props for a Call of Duty like Western game. I always felt like the difficulty was a little bit higher, at least more than the modern Call of Duties, but fun and kind of cool with Western games. The only thing with Western games, I felt like the weapon variety was a little bit limited, but then you get cool little things like Gunslinger mode and stuff like that. So the third game that came out, you're like a relative of one of the people in the last two games, and it takes place like in the same locations, I guess, as the original two games, but it takes place during modern times, and it's more like a police drama type thing. And a lot of people weren't crazy, but I myself went into it with caution, and I did a video of it, and I didn't think it was a bad game, but at the time, you know, I don't blame anybody for kind of being like meh about a lot of games just because that thing meh. but just being like kind of desensitized and kind of bored with a lot of shooting games. It's because there's so many that came out, but later on, after I did the video, I gave it a chance. Well, I gave it a chance before, but I played it more and gave it more time, and it was actually a really good game. And Battlefield Hardline takes a similar approach, and I think Call of Juarez, as far as the environments and stuff go like that, for a modern take on a police game, did some things better. So I would definitely check it out, and you could probably get it dirt cheap. But this was a downloadable game. They didn't come out with a physical copy, and I think that was maybe because they were scared to lose money on maybe releasing a physical release, because obviously that would cost more money. But this ended up probably being, not only my opinion, but a lot of people's opinion, the best Call of Juarez games. I know Dean from Escape to Gaming, which is Vinny Corleone 62. It's probably easier to type Escape to Gaming, because I think, if I remember correctly, like, if you don't type it exactly the way the name is, it'll send you to somewhere else, because, you know, like, Corleone's like a Godfather name, and that's like one of the most popular movies of all time, so you get a lot of other people's websites. But I'll try my best to put a link there. So if I didn't put it in, it wasn't due to disrespect, and if it's not there, remind me and I'll add it there. But if you just want to type it in right now without looking, that's what I would do. It's easier to type in Escape to Gaming, because sometimes, like, instead of looking through my list or whatever, when I want to check out this channel, like, I seem to get faster results typing in Escape to Gaming, because I think the first part's capitalized and it's not spaced and all that stuff. Sometimes I forget the little idiosyncrasies, as simple as it is, but, you know, I don't know. I'm going way off topic. Go figure on my channel. The colors look washed out on this, not because of the game. It's because of the recording device that I'm using. Sony, for whatever reason, has not decided to unlock their HDMI lockout device. I forgot what the proper term is. They did it on PlayStation 4, so you can't directly record off of the PlayStation 3's HDMI without some sort of bypass. So I have to record with component cables that switches to a HDMI signal, and it is a pain in the ass. And in the process, it severely darkens the game, which actually gave me trouble with some parts of this game, just because I couldn't see because it was so dark. So if the colors look washed out, it's because in the editing process I had to brighten it up, and that's why the colors they might look a little bit faded. I'm colorblind, but they look faded to me, especially the contrast and stuff like that. But you can lighten and darken the contrast in post-processing, but you're only going to get limited results from messing around with it. So this is the best I can do, and looking at like a little screen, it's like, oh, that looks right, but at least you can see what's going on. It looks a lot better in person, as all videos do, and then when it goes to the YouTube process, I'm sure it'll fuck up the picture a little bit even more. I think part of the problem is I set it to the native resolution of this game when I record it, which I probably shouldn't. I should have just left it alone. I'm always experimenting with the PlayStation 3 because it's the most finicky thing to record on. Like, Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 4 have absolutely no problems. Everything comes out brilliantly on there. PlayStation 3, I'm always tinkering around, and it's always different for every game because PlayStation 3 has a lot of different resolutions for all their games, because their upscaling isn't as good. A lot of times you'll have a game that says 1080p on other consoles, like the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One, it'll say 1080p, but a lot of times it's upscaling to 1080p, but the native resolution might be 720p or whatever. So I tried to cap this at 720p when I recorded on the PlayStation 3 so it would stick at its native resolution, but maybe there was some upscaling involved or something which degrades the picture. Plus, I don't know. There's also like I forgot what it's called, like the ultra bright feature or whatever, and the color spectrum. HDMI just generally looks better, and just going through 3 different processes of processing the video or whatever, it just messes it up. But anyway, this is a great game. It's a great arcade shooting game. It's a shame they didn't come out with a physical copy, but I would definitely recommend picking this one up. It's really fun. I love the narrative on here. I didn't know exactly what to do here because, again, I haven't played this in a long time, but it has this cool unique draw feature. It has the little bullet time mode that's in the Call of Juarez games. I think the third one, only one of the guys could do it, like with the bullet time, and the other people had special abilities that I can't quite remember offhand because I haven't played that game in probably a year. I'd like to go back. I have so many games I didn't finish. I didn't even get to finish this one, but out of all the Call of Juarez games, I feel like this is the best and most polished one. This one has a cell shading effect. The other ones really don't have that. This runs on the Chrome engine, which offhand, the only things I can think of that run off of that are the Dead Island games, which they just came out with a remastered, or they're coming out with one. I saw the commercial of it. I'm tempted to see what that looks like on PlayStation 4. I'm sure it just probably looks like the PC version. I can't imagine them doing that much special. I think they're coming out with a remastered because the second Dead Island was already supposed to be out by now, and then the what is it, Deep Silver, that's in charge of the series. I believe that's who's in charge of it. Anyway, the publisher kind of got tired of Geiger, which is an excellent development studio that made the very overlooked Spec Ops on the Line, which if you haven't played that, you should definitely check that out. The gameplay won't blow you away, but it's solid. You really want to play that for the story. I died a couple of times because I don't know what I'm doing. Third time's a charm. But anyway, don't let the graphics or the saturation, the color discourage you. It looks really good in person on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. I have played both versions and they're very comparable and they look really nice. This is just to give you an idea of the gameplay, and it's very arcade-like. I haven't played arcade mode. I don't know what that consists of, but I really like the story mode, and there seems to be just a lot of arcadey like elements, like shooting stuff and you get points and stuff like that, and it's really fun. I'm actually running out of time. The video is about to end, but I would just definitely check this out. It's probably, I don't know, I think it's like $15 on Xbox Live or PSN. It's not terribly expensive, and you could spend more money and do worse. And if you like shooters and want a different take beside the military Call of Duty like shooter or Battlefield, I would definitely give this a shot. It has an arcade feel, a unique art style, and a unique way of telling a story, and I really like it, and I highly recommend it. Check out Escape the Gaming Dean's channel, and take care. Bye.
If you want to, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.